Well, welcome to another video ahead of the Coaching Symposium with Matt Bradbury Sports. Delighted to say that today we are joined by Lee Waters, who does some fascinating stuff with referees. Lee, good. It is still morning for you in Finland, just about, but good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Yeah, absolutely. Just about still morning. Yeah.
And of course, Matt Bradbury is here as well. Matt, anything interesting happen at the weekend for you? Obviously, with no hockey.
Yeah, lots more social media, lots more talking to coaches, and yeah, just raising the profile of the symposium even more. So it's going to be a busy week with interviews. We've got Lee, we've got Essie, and we've got Dr. Mike on Wednesday. So yeah, busy week for us.
Um, so Lee, your kind of area is really quite interesting. So you're using like eye tracking to help improve decision making. Not something I've really heard of before. So tell us a bit about kind of how that works.
Yeah. So the original idea for my tracking was to help with marketing and business and shop layouts and things like that. But I saw it being in a conference once, many years ago now, and thought this could really make a difference in the world of sport. So thought, yeah, let's give this a go. Unfortunately, at that time, the technology was either sitting at a desk or it was having to use a backpack, that kind of thing. So it did restrict it a little bit in dynamic situations. But now, because of the technology that companies like Toby have developed, it's excellent. We're able to use it in dynamic situations, and it allows us to see exactly what people are looking at any given point, how often they do it, when they do it, how long for, and that can really assist us in understanding how they make their decisions and what information they use. So for training and development in real life situations, this is, yeah, it's really cutting edge stuff, and it's really helping us improve people's decision making in various scenarios.
So is it an element then if you can look back at the tape with this eye tracking and you can see actually this decision was missed because they were looking at this area and they should have been looking at this area, and that can help them improve?
Absolutely. In its absolute simplest form, absolutely. That's pretty much what we're doing here. Understanding why people make decisions in certain scenarios. Did they miss anything? Or from the other side of things, of if this person's regarded as a very good decision maker, what do they do? So we can also help others to train it in that way.
Yeah, and Matt, from a coaching point of view, this kind of goes hand in hand with when we were talking to Andrew Miller last week in terms of this is how we can help the referees to get better, and then the decisions are kind of easier to explain to the coaches, and everybody kind of gets on a bit better.
Yeah, I mean, Lee's clearly at the moment working with some high levels of technology, but he's also, he's working solely with the referees at the moment. But I'm sure that that will transfer across to the players, will transfer across to the coaches. It's across the board really. So, yeah, great way to start with the referees is working at the highest level with the International Ice Hockey Federation. So, no better place to start, and then work his way round. And I'm sure this program and everything Lee's pulling together can be really effective and useful in our sport.
I suppose it's as you just alluded to there, you can use this technology with like the top elite players, let's say for instance in the elite league here, and then show the juniors kind of under 14, under 16 level what these elite players look at all the time on the ice, how they view the game to help the new generation come through.
Yes, absolutely. We could do it in that way. So we could work from the top down, so to speak, to see how if the younger players can get any inside scoopos, so to speak, to assist their training and development. But there is a lot to this. So decision making is not just about their gaze behaviors or their search patterns. It's also about the knowledge and memory of which they have gained during their experiences. So some people from the elite league, for example, may have experienced something that make them specifically look at that piece of information, and that's what they value. So that's why they do that, and that's really personal to them. So we've also got to work out what is really personal and also what's best practice. So it's kind of ciphering that out as well.
So how does it really work? Because see, your eyes, you can look up, down, right, left without your head actually moving. So how does then the tracking know where the eye is actually looking at?
So you essentially you wear a set of glasses. We've got either two versions that I use, either 6 cameras or 8 cameras on each individual eye, lit up by infrared. There's a camera that looks directly out. That then sends a signal, Wi-Fi signal, to a device. So that's a laptop or a tablet or something like that. And then piece of software puts the 2 pieces of information together, and we're able to see exactly what they're doing, the processes that they're going through live. So we can do that literally on the go. We can see that as they're doing it, or we can bank the recording, wait for them to finish the performance, and then talk to them after it. So, for example, with the referees right now in the under-18s World Championships, I'm not going to be able to stop the game and go, whoa, let's let's talk about your gaze behavior right now. So that's all retrospective. So it doesn't really matter what I can see live. It's all about the discussions that I have with them afterwards, which I've been having some really interesting conversations this morning already.
Presumably, and I guess maybe it goes into kind of not game interference, but it could be done period to period. So you come at the end of the first period and go, this, maybe work on this and this in the second and third. But do you then like risk the game being refereed slightly differently? Perhaps not.
No, exactly that. If there's anything that has happened during the periods, it has been known for us to kind of share that information, a little bit like a performance analyst would, or a video referee or something like that. If there's a specific situation that they want to have a look at, the referees have asked, and just to kind of have a little bit more clarity on what they're doing, because previously they've been using the bird's eye view, the typical game footage, which is great. It helps, but now they're starting to use it as more of a tool to assist them in the next period. So they have a little bit more inside information, so to speak.
And are you seeing that there is, the referees, they want to get better every game, don't they? They want to referee the game the best they can do, because there can be a misconception that some referees just want it to be all about them and they want to be the center of attention and they know everything, etc. But from what you've seen, the referees are trying to improve all the time, and this is going to help.
Honestly, these guys are great. They serve the game incredibly well. That all they want to do is make the game flow and players to be safe on the ice, and for it to be the best spectacle for fans and people around the world. They do a fantastic job, and that's what they want to do. They want to be in the best position to go onto the ice, to be in the best shape, and to ultimately make the best decisions that they can possibly can, so the players can play the game. That's what they want to do. And it's fantastic working with them in this, in the most, the quickest team sport around.
Matt, with the lines, this seems to be like the next kind of maybe level up, because we started with the pixel lot system probably about 4 or 5 years ago now, with that auto tracking the game for doing the live streams, and this seems to be like the next thing up technologically, kind of like you say with the glasses, probably more like for the players a training thing because of the impacts and stuff that the players might go through initially, but it seems to be the next level up that clubs can use.
Well, I think the technology is not necessarily taking over, because you've got to have the experience behind it to work with technology, and you've got the work that Lee's doing. Then we've gone from the streaming facility with the Pixelot system. Then we've more recently been working with Huddle Instat. So that's the kind of video analysis at your fingertips, which is being used across the world. More clubs in this country, in the UK, are using it, but there's still lots more to go there. So having Huddle In stat joiners for the Symposium, as well as Lee with the eye tracking glasses. It can only benefit the sport. The fact is that we're able to pull these guys together over a weekend as well, not just for the participants, the people that are attending the Symposium, but also for the companies and the organizations and these specialists to get together, and you never know where it can take the game next.
Yeah, I mean, Lee, how far can this technology go?
Exciting question. A very, very, very exciting question, because currently, as I say, I'm using it with officials. I've used it in other sports such as equine, so we put it on horse riders, cricket, rugby. So there's a variety of different sports that I've used it at. Taekwondo, which I had a few people scream at me because obviously they're literally kicking people in the head. But it came through. It was fine. Everything worked perfectly fine. It does work, and it will work with players too on the ice hockey rink. Obviously, we can't put it into games because of the fact that you need a pack, and obviously player safety with the glasses. They're more likely to suffer an impact than a referee. Although there have been a couple of referees that have taken impacts, and once again they've been perfectly fine. How far can it go? Obviously, we want it to be more streamlined, to work more effectively within sport. As soon as we can start definitively putting it in helmets, for example, within ice hockey itself, or American football or something like that, that's going to be the next level. Ideally, working in it would be ideal if it was just some kind of contact lens that we could put it on, like really thinking some kind of Star Trek, Star Wars kind of esque technology. We're a few years away from that. There are a few years away from that, but it's going places, and it's progressing all the time. So it's really exciting area to be working in.
It strikes me that we could use this similar sort of thing for, like they do in F1. They have those tiny cameras in the helmets, and you can stream from the driver's view, and you could have people at home watching the game from inside the helmet of a player as well.
Absolutely. That would be a development to make it to go for. And yeah, you would understand the dynamic nature of certain sports, and once people understood that a little bit more, I think they would certainly get off officials' backs a little bit more, I think, too.
Yeah. Matt, then just to finish up, if people haven't already registered for the Symposium with fantastic guest speakers, Lee and others that we've already spoken to and have got coming up, where do they go to register for that?
Yeah, you can go direct to my website, which is www.mattbradburysports.com. We're on social media across all the channels: Twitter, X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I always like to ask the guests, Lee, are you on TikTok?
No, I'm not on TikTok. No.
I need to find
one that I'm not on.
But no, so yeah, via the website, and people can get in touch there if they've got any questions or queries. There's a whole plethora of information on the website with regards to provisional schedules, the guest speakers, as well as accommodation, food, and the packages that are available to everybody. So yeah, visit the website.
So that's www.mattbradburysports.com for loads more information and to register your interest. And of course, as Matt says, keep across all of the social media channels in the coming weeks for plenty more guest interviews as we continue to speak to people who will be talking at the Symposium.